Good morning and welcome to day 3. We're going to begin starting our top construction, and I am going to start with the Laguna top for my oldest daughter. She has chosen the halter top with no binding. So first I'm going to start with the straps, and I've got to change my stitch to a zigzag, and I'm also going to increase my length to 0.5 is the highest my machine goes, and I'm going to decrease my width down to a 4. Now in the instructions, let me set my phone down, it has that you will add elastic along this raw edge. And if someone needs me to show that, I can. It's the same way as just sewing it shut. And if I do a fixed strap where it's connected to the back piece, I add the elastic. But for the halter, I leave the elastic out because it is easier to tie when there's no elastic inside. The elastic doesn't get stretched on this step, so it's literally the same. I'm actually going to switch to my regular foot, just so I can make sure my seam allowance stays. And you can see that I've got this folded in half, right sides together. I've got my bobby pins holding it in place. I'm going to go ahead and match my foot. And then I'm just going to zigzag straight down. Secure your stitch at the beginning. Now remember, if you're using bobby pins or like wonder clips or whatever, those can't be sewn over, so just slide it out of the way. And you're just going to sew all the way down. Make sure you don't, when you're guiding your fabric with your left hand, just make sure you don't stretch the fabric or pull on it. Just let the feed dogs move it along. You can see it's just going fairly easily. If you have, if you use your 4-thread serger, I mean, you can use that. I personally don't, but it would be just sewing along this edge. And basically, when we turn it out, you're going to see this edge is going to add the stability we need inside. And if you're already dreading turning this little tube right side out, I'm going to show you a little trick. And it's super easy. Almost to the very end. I'm just going to hold this shut. Secure it. Show you the edge. Like I said, you can have elastic in there as well. It's completely up to you. I usually do not when I'm sewing a halter because it's easier to tie the straps with no elastic. So to turn it right side out, you grab a safety pin and you're going to hook it into the part that is sewn. Okay. And then you're going to take the top and you're going to push the top of the pin. Hang on, I'm going to pin it right with it going down. Let me grab a new pin. That one's got glue on it, which is why it wasn't going in easily. Alright. Take that. You're going to feed it between the two layers. I promise you that's the hardest part. Okay, so I've got my pin inside here. You can kind of see the outline, and I'm just going to feed it through. Once I've got it bunched up, then I just pull this gently. You don't want to break your stitches, but and then you're just going to keep pulling. Feed, feed, feed. Pull. Do it until the pin pops out the other side. Here's my pin. Take it so I've got. Now I've got all this bunched up, so I'm just going to start from the end and kind of work it through, because right now it's basically folded in half. Here it's coming. Okay, now, just like that, my seam is on the back. Inside has the rest of my seam allowance. You don't, see if I can get it to focus. You don't trim anything off. And like I said, if you have elastic in there, the elastic would be in there too. The elastic will make it a little firmer. So for fixed straps, don't skip the elastic step. But if you prefer a softer strap for halter ties, I just leave the elastic out, but this still stabilizes it. And so one strap is done. I'm going to do the other, and then I'll be back to show you how to sew the elastic on the back of Laguna.